We want to thank you all for coming so we could test the microphone. The show's over. But it works, so we might as well have a performance tonight. We really want to thank all of you for coming. We have a very special treat for you. The treat is standing right here. It's Michael Frisch. If you behave yourself and sit and shake, we can give you the treat. In any case, we know Michael for many years. And we were fortunate enough to see Michael perform for our Havurah some years ago. And it's always been in my mind that we have to put this talent to more work and a greater good. And tonight we're going to do it. Michael he's a member, of course, of our synagogue, Kahila Marav. And he's been performing music that he has written, entirely inspired by Judaic tradition. At the heart of his music are stories, rituals, and spirituality that are part of Judaism and the land of Israel. His music is the unifying theme that tells us the story. And you're going to experience that story tonight. So please stand by, and you're going to have a very enlightening experience. Michael?
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I guess I should do the same. Thank you for that advice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Just to give you a little bit of a background, I've been writing music for the past 35 years, mostly music that tells a story. But it's only in the past 17 years or so that I actually started to write music that is part of the Judaic tradition. And as such, it's been an experience for me to write the music, and every piece of music that I've written tells a story. And that pertains to the music that I wrote before this and the music that I've written in terms of the Judaic tradition. I love stories, and tonight I will tell the story behind each piece of music that I've written and then connect those stories so that you can see the greater story at the very end of the presentation. And to begin with, I'm going to start off with my father's story. He came from a small town in Poland called Novorodantsk. And when he was in Poland, his father left for Brooklyn and to get established so that later he could send for my grandmother and my father. While my father was living in Poland and his father was in Brooklyn, he was raised by his grandfather, my great-grandfather. And his grandfather was Zaidi. That's the Hebrew term for grandfather. So basically, he was raised in an Orthodox environment. And when he moved to Brooklyn, the basic tenet was really to become assimilated, not to stand out, to be like everybody else. And therefore, he left his Orthodox background behind him. However, he never forsake his Jewish tradition and heritage. That was always something that we had in the family. However, our existence and our bringing, when I was raised, it was basically in a secular environment. So this story is really my father's story about him leaving Poland, being in an Orthodox household, coming to Brooklyn, and then shedding some of that orthodoxy. But there's a story that's my father's story, but there's a postscript to this song. And after that, you'll understand why it's now my story. And the song is called Zachor, which means in Hebrew, remember. Zachor, remember. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can operate this thing. I'm going to wear a lot of yarmulkes tonight, a lot of hats. Okay. Sorry. One day I'll learn how to use a computer, but what happens is this is one of those mouse that I don't like. Okay, let's see. All righty. There we go. We're on, I think. Okay. I remember Zadie when I was just a boy, his long white beard and his sitar in his hands. He took me to the synagogue where I would watch him pray. I was just too young to understand. He was passing on a legacy, his greatest gift to me. He taught me to believe in who I am. Zecha, 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 zecha. Always remember who you are. Zecha, 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 zecha. Always remember to love your God. Zadie took the cellin from its velvet bag. Patiently he helped me put it on. Do this every morning just as soon as you arise. He wrapped a leather strap around my arm. Let it bind you and let it remind you to have faith in your God. Zecha, 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 zecha. Always remember who you are. Zecha, 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 zecha. Always remember to love your God. And one day my father came and said we had to go. Zadie held me close and said goodbye. I looked back at the shtetl as we trudged across the snow and wiped the frozen teardrops from my eyes. I knew then I would not see him again, but still I hear his parting words to me. Zecha, 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 zecha. Always remember who you are. Zecha, 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 zecha. Always remember to love your God. We travel across the ocean to a place so far away, a strange new world upon a distant shore. Father cut my payas and put my cillin in the drawer. He said I wouldn't need them anymore. I knew it wasn't right as I lay awake at night. Zadie's words still echoed in my ear. Zecha, 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 zecha. Always remember who you are. Zecho, 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 Zecho. Always remember to love your God. Now I'm a grown man with children of my own. There's so much I want for them to learn. Early every morning I lay spilling on my arm. It was Zadie's words that prompted my return. He's in my heart and his words still impart tears of longing in my soul. Zecho, 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 Zecho. Always remember who you are. Zecho, 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 Zecho. Always remember to love your God. Zecho, 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 Zecho. Always remember who you are. And now the postscript. Basically, what happened was I'd written that song, and for months, I couldn't sing it. There was just something tugging at my heartstrings. The song was written in tears and continued. I just couldn't play the whole song through because it just kept hitting me. Something was tugging at my soul. And I called my father, who lived up in San Francisco, and I said, Dad, I wrote a song about your Zadie. And I want to dedicate this song to him, but I don't know his name. What was his name? And he told me, Meir Aaron. Meir Aaron. That's my Hebrew name. I didn't know that I was named after my great-grandfather. And I know there was some type of a connection. Otherwise, I just felt that Jewish tradition coming to me. And my father, even though I used to call my grandfather and grandmother, grandma and grandpa, my father was known to his grandchildren as Zadie. And today, I am known to my grandchildren as Zadie. So that was the start. But the kindling was dry, but still some spark needed to be there. Something needed to kindle to stir the embers and create that spark. And that was Lillian, who I call Luba. And when I first met her, July 4th, 1994, I was very secular. I hadn't been to a synagogue in years. And she took me to a synagogue for Rosh Hashanah. It moved me completely. And she recognized that somewhere I had a Jewish soul. So she insisted that I go and take courses in Judaism. At that time, it was the American Jewish University. I took courses there. I took courses at Aish. In addition to that, too, we had some friends that lived in the Pico Robertson area. And they used to invite us for the holidays and for Shabbat. And I was just amazed and impressed by these people who were Orthodox, so intelligent, so giving, so caring, that I knew that Judaism had something to offer. In addition to that, too, Lillian also realized after 3 years that I qualified for marriage. She took a real chance because I was married late in life. I'm a late bloomer. I was 49 when I got married. And so I'm still a husband in training. But you know what? I've made a quantum leap. However, you ask Lillian, I still have light years to go. you know. But I think Judaism has helped a lot insofar as, you know, our relationship is concerned, because now I'm aware of a lot more. Not totally there yet. As a matter of fact, recently, Lillian had yelled at me and started saying, "You never do the dishes, you leave the dishes in the sink," like that. I don't always leave the dishes in the sink, it just so happened that day. So being perceptive, I knew something else was bothering her. So I gently took her by the shoulders and I said, "Look, I know you're not upset about the dishes. I know there's got to be something else." Well, she started off with a whole list of things that were bothering her about me. From now on, I will take the rap for the dishes. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see if I can go into. Wedding day. Oh, look at that. Isn't she beautiful? You know, look at the look. Can you tell I'm in love? You know, on my wedding day, I'd never felt closer to God. It was just amazing. And Lillian had a veil. And in our tradition, the bride walks around her husband 7 times. And every time she walked around me, the wind would just blow her veil, and it would brush my cheek. And it was as if God was sending an angel to say, "This is right for you." You know, so, and the rabbi had asked me to write a few words. And I did. I didn't realize he was going to read them at during the ceremony. But I always thought that I wanted to marry somebody who was just like me. That would have been a huge mistake. Huge mistake. So what I did was I married someone who really complimented me. And that's what this was all about. And so I said, you know what, someday I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it to music. And that's what I did within this past year. And I'm going to play this song now. And it's truly Luba, I call it Luba, that has lit my pathway to God. I am but a dream, she's reality. I am the mundane, she's spirituality. When we're united, we are complete. She is the lamp unto my feet. I'm the crescent moon, she's the rising sun. I live for the now, she is what we can become. When we're united, we are complete. She is the lamp unto my feet. I am a free spirit, she is discipline. She is the anchor and I am the wind. When we're united, we are complete. She is the lamp unto my feet. I can build a fire, but it's she that keeps us warm. She is the serene and I am the storm. When we're united, we are complete. She is the lamp unto my feet. When we're united, we are complete. Oh, Oh, yes. And you've made a big difference in my life. As a matter of fact, Lillian and I have just celebrated our 22nd anniversary this past Saturday. And there was a song that I had written for a couple for their 70th anniversary. And I'm going to play that tonight for my 22nd, and hopefully I don't know if I'll play it for our 70th, but I hope to play it for our 50th. Now, Lillian doesn't particularly like this song. She says, oh, it sounds like it's for old people. I said, yeah. Yeah, okay. You know, just let me just get a little sip of water here. Oh, this really is water. Oh, okay. Memories linger and go. Time's like a river that flows. Whatever life brings, together we'll share. Love plucks the thorns from the rose. I'll love you forever. Each day that you're here, I'll hold you close as we dance through the years. I'll hold you close as we dance through the years. Remember the words that I vowed the day that I made you my bride. The clock on the wall doesn't matter at all, as long as you're here by my side. I love you forever. Each day that you're here, I'll hold you close as we dance through the years. I'll hold you close as we dance through the years. Here we are dancing on air, just like on our wedding day. All this love we share, time cannot take it away. I love you forever. Each day that you're here, I'll hold you close as we dance through the years. I'll hold you close as we dance through the years. Yes. Thank you, Luba, for being with me for 22 years. Okay. I'm now going to be moving into a Jewish theme here, which is the Shabbat, which is woven through the fabric of Judaism. We get that holiday every week. And everybody usually has their own candle lighting prayer. What I did was I actually put to music the typical candle lighting prayer that most people say. And just going to play it tonight, even though it's not Shabbat. Oh, and so candle lighting. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Melech, melech, melech haolam. Asher kireshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'aletnev shel Shabbat shel Shabbat. Okay. And we're not done with Shabbos yet, okay? As a matter of fact, the song I'm going to play next is one that I didn't write the song, but I composed the music. And there is a rabbi, well, there was a cantor named Cantor Schneer, who was basically a very famous cantor in Los Angeles. He passed away a few years ago. And this past Mother's Day, my wife and I went to visit his widow in Westlake. And I knew that his favorite song, which I thought he had written because I'd actually heard him perform it one time, was My Mother's Shabbos Candles. It's a beautiful song, and I put my own melody to it, and it was so nice. Let me get away from this. And it was so nice to be able to see that she was actually singing along with it. She's 95 years old, and she really enjoyed it. And it's a gorgeous song, and I really love it, and I'm going to include it in my repertoire from now on. My mother's Shabbos candles that made our home so bright, that faithfully she lighted with a prayer each Friday night. And then around the table we gathered and we heard my father chant the Kiddush, his heart in every word, his heart in every word. My home became a mansion in its mystic glow. Our hearts are filled again with hopes and dreams of long ago. Throughout the tragic stories of Israel's darkest nights, they'd never seen the glory of a mother's Shabbos lights, of a mother's Shabbos lights. Among the smiles, among the tears of my childhood, sweet and bitter years, there's a picture that my memory fondly frames. And in it softly shines two tiny flames. And in it softly shines two tiny flames. Thank you. Thank you. I should mention the fact, too, that this cantor was a Holocaust survivor. So this song had a special meaning to him as well. But we're not finished with Shabbat yet. I've got one more song. And that's one that I sang a week ago from Friday here at this congregation. And a lot of people helped me to sing this song. And the chorus is easy. It's Shabbat Shalom. I'm sure everybody could say that. Can everybody say Shabbat Shalom? Shabbat Shalom. Okay, very good. Okay. You'll be able to catch on very quickly in regard to this song because it's just a nice, very simple melody. And to me, this song, when I wrote it, really embodied the meaning of Shabbat. So, we gather round to sing Shalom Aleichem. Little children wait to be blessed. Just as the sun's light recedes into night, thus begins our day of rest. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. בכל אחד שרים שלום עליכם, ילדים מחכים לברכה, כי שהשמש יורד לילה, מכילה שבת למנוחה. We say a prayer when lighting the candles. We say a blessing over the wine. It's the holiest place God gave us in grace. It's a temple constructed of time. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. We preserve a sacred tradition that binds us with Jews everywhere. We're commanded to strive to keep it alive as it's kept us for thousands of years. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Lai 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 la 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 la. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Wonderful, all of you. There's another holiday that I've written a song about, and it's Passover. And Passover is a very unique holiday for me. At the age of 9, my parents took me to see a movie in New York at the Roxy Theater, The Ten Commandments, with Charlton Heston. That movie just struck me. And Charlton Heston was my image of Moses for many, many years. But when I left the movie, my first question was, did this really happen? Did God really do all these miracles? And you know what? To this day, there are people who say, oh, it didn't happen. Other people would say, well, yes, it did. The thing is, whether or not those miracles ever occurred or not is really not as relevant as the fact that this is our story, and it has bound us for 3,000 years. Not only has it bound us, it's defined us as to who we are as a people, coming from the midst of slavery to where we are today. And it's a tremendous story. And I know that at Passover we often talk about the four sons: the wise son, the wicked son, the simple son, and the son that is too young to ask. But there's also a fifth son. And that son is not present at the Seder table. And for many decades, I was that fifth son. And each year, I pray for those fifth sons that maybe they can return to the Seder table and be the wise son. This is the story of our freedom. We gather here to tell the story of the Lord and all his glory. He set us free with his own hand. And then he led us to the promised land. We're making Pharaoh's bricks. We bear the pain that he inflicts. Oh Lord, won't you make him understand that we are destined for the promised land? We know you brought us here, and so we shall not fear. We'll get down on our knees and pray, and trust in you to guide our way. It's a long, hard road to the promised land. Such a long, hard road to the promised land. The Lord heard his people cry. They looked up to the sky. Is this our fate that you had planned? Oh Lord, please take us to the promised land. Oh Lord, please take us to the promised land. And then the Lord said to Pharaoh, let my people go. For Pharaoh, he would not heed. Oh no, I won't let your people free. Oh no, I won't let your people free. The Lord rained plagues upon the Nile. He took Pharaoh's firstborn child, and that proved more than he could stand. Go with your God to the promised land. Go with your God to the promised land. Well, Pharaoh must have changed his mind. We see his armies from behind. Before us looms a raging sea. Oh, why, oh Lord, did you set us free? Oh, why, oh Lord, did you set us free? We know you brought us here, and so we shall not fear. We'll get down on our knees and pray, trust in you to guide our way. It's a long, hard road to the promised land. Such a long, hard road to the promised land. And then the waters opened wide, allowing us inside. We walked across on solid ground. And Pharaoh's armies, they got drowned. Oh, Pharaoh's armies, they got drowned. He freed us from bondage and then made us wander for 40 years across the desert sand. It's a long, hard road to the promised land. Such a long, hard road to the promised land. Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that song was as long as a Seder. Okay. You know, let me just take care of this. We'll do that another time. Okay. It really is a long, hard road to the promised land. Okay. Yeah. It's a 20-hour schlep, door to door. Okay. But it's not 40 years in the desert, right? So, I mean, you know, it can be done very easily. What? Oh, this is in the Golan. Golan Heights, yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, the Golan Heights is the inspiration for this next song. But if you have been to Israel, well, if you haven't been to Israel, Moses couldn't go there, but you can, okay? So, I mean, it's an amazing place. It is an inspirational journey, and it's one that inspired me. One of the things that inspired me was a trip to the Golan that we took a couple of years ago. And I saw how great and beautiful Israel is. An amazing country with amazing people. And if you have been to Israel, okay, there are several people here, I'm sure, who haven't been to Israel, but not many. Many people, who's been to Israel? Okay, a lot of you, okay. If you have been to Israel and you have not shed a tear, you have not been to the Jewish Museum in Tel Aviv, Independence Hall, and sang Haktikva in that small room where Israeli independence was declared by Ben-Gurion in May of 1948. If you have not shed a tear, you have not been to Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum. If you have not shed a tear, you have not been on a tunnel tour and then said Kaddish at the closest point to where our temple was. If you've been to Israel and you've not shed a tear, then you've not had an Israeli come up to you and say, this is your country too. It's an amazing place. And this song was inspired by our trip to Israel. As a matter of fact, the title of the song is Eretz Yisrael, which is the land of Israel. And it's an easy chorus, so you can join me in regard to singing this song as well. Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael. From the mountain I've seen lush valleys of green in what was once a barren land. We've carved cities of stone, built a nation of our own, and made gardens grow in the sand. We've made gardens grow in the sand. Eretz Yisrael. Sing with me. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael. Today I have stood where Moses never could. He'd only seen this vision from afar. At last we've returned to the land that we've yearned. How fortunate and blessed we are. How fortunate and blessed we are. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael. The land of Israel. See how beautiful it is? You can actually see, when you go up to the Golan Heights, where Israel ends and where Syria begins. And the amazing thing is the sacrifice that was made to get those heights by the Israeli army was tremendous. But yet, because Israel has those heights, it secured peace in the region, in the area. Because otherwise, it would be a disaster. It would be as if Syria had its foot on the neck of Israel. And the crown jewel of Israel is Jerusalem. And this next song is about Jerusalem, but I want to talk about it a little bit. I went on a tunnel tour with a woman called Esther Schlesser. May she rest in peace. This tunnel tour was absolutely amazing. I've gone on several tunnel tours, most of them talking about the history, but this tour was so spiritual, so emotional. There wasn't a dry eye by the time we were finished with this tour. And when you realize what Jerusalem is to the Jewish people, it's really our heart and soul. It's sometimes called the makom, the site. It's the site where Abraham took Isaac. It's the site where Jacob wrestled with an angel. It's the site where the center of Jewish life was our temple. And at one point, I had heard a story about the fact that they wanted to divide Jerusalem and give portion of it away for peace. I thought of that as being totally incredible. Because if you can't, it's the center for so many religions. It's for the Muslim religion, the Christianity, Jews, all have an interest in Jerusalem. And if you cannot achieve peace in Jerusalem, where in the world can you achieve peace? And the idea of giving away something so valuable to us, the Jewish people, was absolutely incredible to me. So I wrote this song going back to my days in the 60s as a protest song, so to speak. But I think it covers more than just the protest. Yerushalayim, I've seen it in my dream, and I know that one day soon I shall return. That's what they said at a time in which they fled, leaving all behind except for the memory of a sacred land they hoped again to see. When they returned from Babylon, everything they knew was gone, only ruins where David had his throne. Yet the dream did not end. They would rebuild again with faith and blood and tears and stone. With faith and blood and tears and stone. And now they say they are giving it away, the place that we have yearned for in our prayers. But it's only God's to give and man's to share. It is only God's to give and man's to share. You're the crown of our own land. You're the nesting place of man. Yerushalayim, how we love you so. Though plundered by your foes, from the ashes you arose. You're the symbol of our spirit to endure. You're a jewel that's been returned to us once more. Oh, the feelings I recall, standing by the western wall, whose weathered stones are bathed in tears. Through the tunnels dug by hand, beneath this holy land, that mark our passage through the years. And now they say they are giving it away, the place that we have yearned for in our prayers. But it's only God's to give and man's to share. It is only God's to give and man's to share. Jerusalem. I've kind of divided things up into separate sections, and this song, this is actually, now I'm going into prayer. Okay. I was under a great deal of stress a while ago, and I decided to write my own prayer. And it's called Barchune Le Shalom, bless me with peace. And in this prayer, I appeal to the different qualities of God in order to grant me this peace. And this has turned out to really be a song that relaxes me for some reason. It's just a pleasant song to me. It's a prayer. I plan on doing a lot more of that. We have our grandchildren who are coming out from Israel in August, and I'm going to have them help me to write a lot more prayers because I think that's really important. You know, just to be able to communicate with God is extremely important. Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, HaKadosh, HaKadosh, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai HaKadosh. Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, HaMelech, HaMelech, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai HaMelech. Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, HaElyon, HaElyon, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai HaElyon. Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom, Barchune Le Shalom. Thank you. Thank you very much. This next song, I didn't know whether to put this with the holidays or with the prayers because it's about atonement. It's called Tears of My Soul. And when I think of forgiveness and asking for forgiveness, I know we have our holiday of Yom Kippur in which we do this, but I think that forgiveness is something that we should ask for all year long. And trying to be our ideal selves is not just something that we do on Yom Kippur, but something that we should carry over to every day. And I don't think it's really a coincidence that we sing Kol Nidre on the eve of Yom Kippur. Basically, Kol Nidre is just a renunciation of vows. And My feeling about this is the fact that we have an opportunity to reach further than our grasp. We have an opportunity to come close to being our ideal selves. And as such, if we can do it for a few hours, it's great. But sometimes it's a very difficult thing to do. And Tears of My Soul was another song that was written by me through a veil of tears. And I do have a slide presentation on that, but I'll do that right now. Just wish this was a little bit easier to operate. Okay. For this one, I'm going to sit. I have returned to you on bended knee, and all I ask of you is don't hide from me. I know that you're here. I can tell by the tears that flow from the depths of my soul. I have returned to your fold. I know I've strayed from you. I know that I've sinned. Open your arms to me and let me in. I'm down on my knees, and with arms outstretched I plead. Oh, just grant me this and I won't need a thing. Won't you take this wayward soul beneath your wing? Lord, won't you comfort me, make me whole? All that I have to give to you are the tears of my soul. The tears of my soul, the tears of my soul. All that I have to give to you are the tears of my soul. I offer my prayer that I yearn for you to hear. You have fanned this spark of faith into a flame, and allowed my humble lips to praise your name. You've allowed my humble lips to praise your name. I am cleansed, oh, I'm free, and I know, Lord, you're touching me, for I can feel the tears of my soul. Oh, I can feel the tears of my soul. Thank you. You know, when I go to a service, if I do not feel those tears, I'm not connecting with the divine. So I know that it's meaningful to me to have those tears. And it's my understanding that biologically they've actually shown that tears have different compositions depending upon your mood. Tears of happiness are different chemical composition than tears of sadness. Spiritual tears are different as well. So maybe there's something to that, but I know that when I feel closest to the divine, it elicits tears. I said at the beginning of this journey through Judaism that all these stories were leading up to a greater story. And it certainly has. And I will tell you what the greater story is and reveal that to you in just a moment. Let me just work the slide projector again. Okay. Thank you, Lord, for your abundant blessings. Yes. And what I did was I actually put this, something that's familiar to a lot of people who are Jewish, the Hunarana Le Adonai. It's basically a prayer that we have to praise God. I put this to my own melody, and I put some English verses to it. And to tell you the culmination of the story, the revelation of what the greater story is. The greater story is you. You are the greatest story. Friends, neighbors, that we have been blessed to have and brought together. In addition to that, too, I want to dedicate this song specifically to those members of Kehilat Maariv, to the staff, to the cantor, to the rabbi. Lillian and I were searching for a home for a very long time for a synagogue, and we found it here. So this song is dedicated to all of you. Thank you very, very much for making this into our home. And you'll be able to catch on to this melody fairly easily, and then I'll have you join me as well. Okay, so this is a song of praise and thanks to God. L'kunirana le'adonai, naria litzai shenu. We sing our song of praise to you. L'kunirana le'adonai, naria litzai shenu. We sing our song of praise to you. You are a rock, you are a shield. Let us bow, let us kneel before no other God than you. L'kunirana le'adonai, naria litzoi shenu. We sing our song of praise to you. Give it a try. L'kunirana le'adonai, naria litzoi shenu. We sing our song of praise to you. You made the earth, the seas and lands. You fashioned us with your own hands. There is no greater God than you. There is no greater God than you. L'kunirana le'adonai, naria litzoi shenu. We sing our song of praise to you. Once again. L'kunirana le'adonai, naria litzoi shenu. We sing our song of praise to you. We offer thanks, please hear our prayer. We feel your presence everywhere. We raise our voice in song to you. Let's raise our voice. Lekunarana le Adonai, Lekunarana listen you. We sing our song of praise to you. I need your help, okay? Lekunarana le Adonai, Nadia litor yishenu. We sing our song of praise to you. One more time. Lekunarana le Adonai, Nadia litor yishenu. We sing our song of praise to you. Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Judaism. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Paul.
I want to thank Michael again for this great performance. And